Hello and welcome to week 3 of quarter 4 and your second week of online learning. We're going to continue looking at fair development in cities, and I'm giving you some instructions here to make it easier for you to follow the expectations of the tasks. The department has also developed these symbols to help you know whether you're supposed to read, write, think, or speak, discuss, or debate. So for each task, you will see these symbols. The first thing you need to do is go to this workbook. It's this document, and you need to make sure that you copy this document and give me editing rights, and you paste the link in the student response. Then I can see that you're working and I can comment on your work. For this week, I will be commenting on your work on Wednesday morning. So I expect to see some or all of the work at least being attempted on Wednesday morning. I understand you may finish things off on Thursday and Friday, but I will check in on Wednesday morning. The first task is to look at why communities organize themselves in a certain way. And you need to give examples to trades, jobs, education, and technology that you'd find in a city. You also need to give examples of what's in it for the leaders and what type of resources and taxes they could collect and for what purposes in a city. You'll answer these questions in the workbook here. Task 2 is to think about fairness and development. You would have to define the words fair, equality, and equity in your own words in your workbook. And you can talk to your parents over dinner or with your siblings about what fairness means to you and what it means in a city. Task 3 is more about thinking, and again, it's about the concept of equity. You will be asked to look at these 3 drawings which explain equality, equity, and barriers being removed. And you will be asked to think of another example where you would have this type of situation and write about it in your workbook. Task 4 is about the Sustainable Development Goals. And the Sustainable Development Goals are the goals that countries have to make sure that there's peace, prosperity for people and the planet now and in the future. There's 17 goals, and you will be asked to think about which of these goals you think is most important to ensure fairness and development in a city. When you answer this question in your notebook, you can talk about several of the goals. It doesn't have to be just one, because to be telling the truth, actually, most of them are quite interrelated. So focus on 2 or 3 that you think would make a real difference on fairness and development in a city. Task 5 is about sustainable cities and communities. So that is one goal that definitely would be part of your previous task. You look at these statistics here and you decide which of these statistics you think is most interesting and has most impact. So you choose 1 or 2 of the statistics, write them down in your notebook, and explain why they interest you and why you think they have an impact on fairness and development in cities. Finally, we have the optional task 6, which is making a Venn diagram. You will be asked to look at these different parts of the goal, what needs to be achieved to ensure sustainable cities and communities. You probably would need to look up some of these words to make sure you know what they mean. And then you decide if you think they relate to people, as in the community of people, society, or if you think they relate to planet, the environment, or profit, economic growth and development. So for example, this idea of cultural and natural heritage would probably relate to nature, people, but also maybe to tourism, so it could also be part of profit. This is an optional activity and you don't have to do it, but it's something that you maybe should think about, even if you don't do the actual activity. Good luck. I will check in on Wednesday and I will be available on Zoom during your lessons.